And as I mentioned, and I'm not sure if you could hear me, it is
Hey
our typical
everybody,
part of 50
let me
wins
turn
or
this just
greater.
down just a little bit. I am multitasking. I've got a number of things going here. First of all, I'm going to type hello, hello, like that. Second, this
Going over
right
7,100.
here, I'm
We've got ENA
monitoring
generating
the
about
Oakland City Council
$270 million dollars worth of income,
because
producing
at some point,
$800 million dollars of
the
free cash
matter
flow.
of the Oakland
And now they're trading at
Athletics
38 million
exclusive
and
negotiating agreement for
11
both
million
Howard
dollars of
Terminal
investment.
and the Oakland
Again, so
Coliseum will come up
$6 million
unless
added to the Oakland
it has
Coliseum
been
cost.
pulled from the
It
agenda.
increases their
Let me
weekly
see if that's
cruising only
occurred.
service within Essex Bay Fire Department.
If it has, then I can go and talk
Speaking
about
of
other
the
things
receipts that are
because,
to be
but
collected in
I'm going to double
a
check and
variety
see
of very innovative ways,
if that was the
$8
case.
million
One
in
moment,
producers
please.
last year.
Hope everybody's doing
Speaking of
well.
wisdom,
And also,
as
how
we
about those
continue to
Celtics?
transition
I have to
next
admit,
week
my
into
mom
May,
downstairs was rooting for the
Nick says
Celtics. I
he's
said,
welcoming
"Why are you rooting for the
Celtics tonight
Celtics?" And she
at
said,
the Athletico Mural Festival demonstration
"LeBron's got his
at Area
rings.
60.
The
So with
Celtics
that,
are
I'm going to turn
young.
it to
I want to
Ken
see them
and
against the
we'll
Warriors."
go
I'm
through a little bit
paraphrasing.
with the
Okay,
discussion
so
and
that's
meeting.
that's
And
it.
now I can get into asking
If
questions.
my mom is on your side, then you know what? Guess what? You stand a pretty good chance of winning, doing something, right? Let's see here. We're taking. Let's see here. Oakland Athletics Stadium. Let's see if there's ENA. See if anybody is other than me. Let's see here. Hmm, don't see anything. Hmm, okay. Don't see anything. How about Oakland A's? So it's supposed to be. Let's see here. Stadium. Okay. That's May 14th. That's odd. Hold on a second. 63 speakers signed up. What?
As I call your name, please approach the podium in any order.
Okay. That's
You will be given 1 minute. Please state your name before speaking. Doris Sanchez, Asada Olubala,
the Coliseum
Janet
matter is supposed to come up
Hall,
later.
Etta Johnson,
What
Mr. Hazard,
they're talking about right now
Samuel Ramsey,
that you hear in the background,
Pamela Drake.
that is about the ordinance for the city to negotiate, basically to purchase land related to a charter school at Derby Avenue. Very controversial local issue. Not the athletics. But however,
Brown,
I was fortunate enough to receive a copy, and I will show you the ENA right here, the ENA terms. Before I do that, however, I'm going to tweet this out. Say, hey, this is available and around. Mainly because most people don't know it is, right? And then, of course, there's that news that I put out about the A's, the Raiders. Some people, hey, how you doing, Benjamin? Some people cannot handle the truth, especially certain hardworking people in Las Vegas. I'm sorry. I mean, I know they're eager to get the Raiders started and all of that, and yada, 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 but hey, you can't rush nor a good stadium project unless, of course, you don't want it to be a good stadium project. Then you rush it and things happen. Bad things happen. You know what I mean? Bad things happen. Okay? You don't want that at all, do you? No, I didn't think so. No. But, given some of the folks that responded to my, information, you'd have thought otherwise. Like, hey, we don't care about safety. We just want to be right over Zenny, right? I mean, that's how this is, okay? So that's how this is. I mean, for example, Rick Vallota of the Review Journal, who can't stand the fact that I know more about stadium development than he does, which, considering he has no stadium development background or economics background or city planning, should be expected, right? But no, he can't possibly lose out to a black media guy who stepped in from city planning into what he considers his turf. And not only that, he doesn't own his own media organization. I own mine. Just a reminder, Rick. Now, something else here. I said to Mr. Nobody, I said to Twitter, put it on Twitter, this information some time ago, and Rick, shoots back, well, hardworking laborers, and he tags Tommy White of 872 will get it done. Well, 872 is not the only organization or representatives working on this, by far, okay? None. And so it's ludicrous to believe that you can just sort of will this thing into being, and that Tommy White tweets, well, I'm going to stick to my May 2020. Well, that's great, Tommy. I root for you. You've done great work. But look, it is what it is. The stadium may be finished in August. I doubt it. It takes 3 months to move in. That's encompasses the NFL season. So look, the Raiders are not going to see a full NFL season for 2020, if they see a season at all, in Las Vegas. Okay? And why people are trying to push it toward 2020 is beyond me, but it's hilarious. Oh, it's just so funny. Hey, Joseph Bensman, how are you? Joseph Bensman says, evening, folks. Celtics too good again. I quite agree. I quite agree. And I quite agree. I really do quite agree. There's still the betting matter I forgot about. Rob Iman. Rob says a potential lockout could bankrupt Mark Davis. Worth calculating. I don't know if that's the case at all because of the way the NFL's monetary flows work, but in terms of bankrupt, right? But it certainly would put them in a bad position. I want to do the numbers before I come to that conclusion. That's dramatic. That's dramatic and draconian. Benjamin says, I guess the Celtics are going to win the series. Everyone is ready to give up on Cleveland except moi. Everybody, okay? Everybody, not me. Now, shifting gears to Vegas, Rob Iman says the locals will be happy. The Raiders won't be coming until after a possible NFL lockout. And Benjamin says, I guess the Celtics are going to win the series. I already said that from him. Yeah. So let me see here. What else is going on? I'm trying to make sure I don't miss this ENA thing. I was going to walk you through that real quick because I have the terms. Oh gosh, it's all these folks speaking on this land sale and the charter thing, and oh my lord, and they're not going to make a decision tonight, but they decided to bring them forward, and it's 8:46 at night, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, fine. That means that the A's folks are, if they're going to be talking at all, yeah, now, are being made to wait. So, all right. So you would also ask, what happened to the Cleveland Cavaliers? And my answer to you would be that the Celtics played great defense down the stretch, and they did enough to pull out, they did enough to hold off what I thought was going to be a third quarter surge. They actually turned it around on them. And I'm surprised that the Cavaliers didn't really stick to a 3-game. If they're going to bunch in like that, shoot threes. But on the other hand, too, from a moral perspective, I thought what J.R. Smith did in that push was just horrible. That makes you want to not root for somebody. It's like, gee, what'd you do that for, okay? Wow, okay? I mean, it's just that horrible. And, okay, so Boston Celtics 107, Cleveland 94. King James 42 points. Kevin Love 22. We have Tristan Thompson with 8 points. George Hill with 3. J.R. Smith, the pusher, with 0 points, which, you know, goes a long way to explaining his. In fact, when we take a look at the Cavaliers in total, what we find is pretty much like what we found last night. In the case of the Houston Rockets, you had 3 Rockets. You had 1/3 of the team that had 0 points. In the case of the Cavs, guess what? You got 4 players. That's right. 4 of 10 players that didn't score any points at all. Bench was awful. Okay? Who are they? Well, I mentioned J.R. Smith is one of them. Okay? The other 3 are Larry Nance Jr., Jose Calderon, and C.D. Osman. They didn't contribute anything. Okay? I mean, they were just El Stinko Rudo. Nothing. All right? So, we've got Rob Iman says, well, we'll see if Boston can take a game in Cleveland. If Boston takes a game in Cleveland, you can forget it. Okay? If they take the next game in Cleveland, you can really forget it. I expect the Cavs to win the next 2. If only for pride. Okay? Tie the series up, then we have a new series. The question is, how do they get there? And the answer is those 4, or the bench, have to contribute. Ty Lue has to figure out a way to get those guys in the game. It can't be LeBron scoring 42. He's got to basically take those 10 points and distribute them, and then add to them. So, Rob Iman says, A's leading 5-2 at the top of 9th in Boston. Hey, how about Pisani with a home run? He's back. How you doing, malcontent? Joseph Binsman says, I picked the Celtics to win this series simply because, worst case scenario, they will have 7 games in Boston. Pacers didn't have the benefit of the Game 7 being in Indianapolis. Joseph Binsman says, Celtics are just showing that they are a bit deeper than the Cavs, too. Malcontent says, hey, Rob Iman, I think when Atlantic City gets sports betting, it could bankrupt Las Vegas. I think that's a strong term. I think it's a strong term. I don't know if it'll bankrupt Las Vegas, but it'll definitely damage it significantly. Because, if only because of the fact that it could pull visitors from Canada. Why do I mention Canada? Because among international travelers, the Canadians deliver a lot of people to Las Vegas on an annual basis. If Atlantic City is able to cut into that by 1/3, then yeah, 1/3 would be an enormous number. What stops, I would say even 1/8 would be a problem. What stops Atlantic City is the weather and the lack of a solid marketing program, but I think that'll change rapidly. Especially if they get their sports betting act together. It will change dramatically. What Atlantic City has to deal with, that Las Vegas doesn't have to deal with, cold weather. You don't have that problem with Las Vegas. Nor'easter. You don't have that problem in Las Vegas. But consider this. If Atlantic City develops such that casinos and entertainment can be done in inclement weather, underground and everything else, no one will care that they can not get from the eastern seaboard to Las Vegas because they got Atlantic City right there, right? So off the top of my head, knowing what it would take to be of damage, Atlantic City, I would say, is about 10,000 hotel rooms short of that mark. That's right. They need 10,000 new hotel rooms to make a dent in Las Vegas. 10,000. Is that possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. Could they get there with sports betting? Yeah, they could. If it were designed correctly, it's possible. Okay. Let me see where. Oh, and then we still have. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a different tweet. I was still getting used. I was getting so used to these reactions to from these Vegas types supposedly, and I don't say that mocking them, although it sounds like it. I say that because I love Las Vegas, but it's hilarious for these folks to just, I want to fight you. You said something new. It's going to be 2020. I admire your spunk. I admire your energy, right? But come on, guys. Hey, it's not my fault that it's a difficult do, because it is. Rob Iman says Golden Gate Fields could benefit hugely from sports betting if they got it right. Yeah. He also says Rob Iman could help the struggling card rooms and racetracks in California. Yep. Oh, 1,000,000%. There ought to be a regional Bay Area sports gaming commission. Ooh! Ooh! Hey, I gotta tweet that one out. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I like that idea. Okay? I like that idea. So what am I doing? I'm going to Twitter. I'm typing we're talking possible San Francisco. Oh, I want to say Oakland Bay Area. Oakland/SF Bay Area Sports Gaming Commission. Now on Zenny62, youtube.com/Zenny62, or here. Okay, so I got the link and all that, and tweet out, and come on. Bam! All right, got it. I just tweeted that out. We're talking possible SF Oakland Bay Area Sports Gaming Commission now. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab that thing that I just put out there, right? Hold on. And I'm gonna do that again. But I'm gonna give it a hashtag. Hashtag Oakland. Hashtag sports gambling. Hashtag California. All right. Hashtag. I think I'll remove the poll. Hashtag Oak meeting. Okay. And then let's see here. Where is the link? There's the link, and I go back here. Bam! Then put the tweet. Bam! It's out there, folks. Ta-da again. Welcome to Zenny62 on YouTube. Now, Rob Iman and Malcontent. Rob Iman, I got his comments. Malcontent says Z. I was talking about the betting specifically, not the tourism, but I see your point. Okay. And Rob Iman chimes in with Northern California Sports Gaming Commission. I like the idea. Rob Iman then says Club 1 in my neck of the woods in Fresno needs the sports gaming money. So Rob Iman, are you saying a sports, making a fitness organization into a sports gaming facility? Just asking. Malcontent says, you got to bring out your old boss, the mayor, back to talk about this. That is a fantastic idea, talking about bringing back Elihu Harris to talk about this. I think that's a fantastic idea. Mayor Harris. You know what would be cool is to be able to get Mayor Harris and Robert Bob on at the same time. You know? That would be cool. I'm going to work on that one. That would be Oakland gold, you know? Ooh, that would be Oakland gold. Let me see. Boy, I keep getting these responses. Oh, Bay Area startup events, and John Dirksen Paul retweeted my tweet. Talking about the ENA. Thank you, Bay Area startup events. Thank you very much. Bob Byman says, struggling card room. Oh, he's saying that Club 1 in Fresno is not a fitness club, but a struggling card room that could benefit from sports gaming. Okay, I got you. All right. Let me see where we are with the Oakland City Council. And now that, oh, by the way, I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna check that, and then once I do, I'm gonna go, shift back to the whole Celtics jazz. Okay, and they're still talking about the Derby parcel and the land sale, and all these people are like, hey. I'm not belittling them, but if you saw what I saw, you would say, oh yeah, they're clapping like that. I get it. Okay, fine. Talking about the Celtics now, we go over to who scored for them in this game that I thought was kind of wild, actually. And we do a little click thingy. Whoops, that didn't work. That worked. Hey, it won't move. Boy, oh boy. This is that kind of night, folks. What's going on is I'm trying to make the page work, right? And it's, here we go. All right, put that up there. Got it, okay. And then put this up here. There are some pages that just don't work well with Chrome browser. Some work better with Firefox, some work better with Safari. No, anyway, all right. The Celtics had a case of Warriors-itis. What is that? What do I mean by Warrior-itis? I mean, with the exception of one person, everybody shot. That one person was Gershon Yabusele, but everybody scored. Marcus Morris had 12. Tatum had 11. Al Horford, 15. Terry Rozier had 18. Jaylen Brown topped everybody with 23. Marcus Smart had 11. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Celtics in two-digit territory. 6. Whereas for the Cavaliers, you had 3. So you had double the number of Cavaliers, double the number of Celtics in double-digit scoring territory over the Cavaliers. That was the difference. Okay, so let's close that page and continue. We've got okay. We have back to what we are talking about. Okay, now. Joseph Bismuth says on MSNBC, Brian Williams is talking about the man you posted about earlier, is any Tom Wolfe. Yeah, what is he saying? I have a lot to say about Tom Wolfe. Malcontent says, how about a discussion with you, Mayor Harris, and Councilmember Kaplan? I like that one. I'll see if they'll go for it. Why not Robert Bobb, though? Why not all of them? Why not all of them? That would be huge, you know? All right. Since you mentioned Tom Wolfe, where's Barry Lee when you need him? Barry Lee, where are you? How many people, that's a great idea, roundtable people. How many people have read by a yes or a no, or just a yes, a why, or a why? How many people have read any Tom Wolfe book? Me, I've read 2, 3. Me. Bonfire of the Vanities I've read 7 times. It is that good. You're saying why you're asking? Well, just play along. Hello? How many people have actually heard of Tom Wolfe beyond today? Seriously? Nobody's gonna. All right. You've never heard of Tom Wolfe. That is something else. That unbelievable. You haven't heard of Tom Wolfe? No, not Virginia Woolf. Tom Wolfe. Tom Wolfe. Right? Hold on a second, folks. All right. Okay. As I was saying. Now? This happens better. Okay, so now you can hear, right? You can hear? Okay, great. Okay. I don't know why this system does that, but I'm very happy that you told me because, for example, I was at the NFL Combine and John Gruden came to speak. I had my live stream going, and unbeknownst to me, it was recording the live stream, but it wasn't recording the sound. So I got Gruden. It was awful, okay? It was, I was livid. I thought, I literally, no, I really did, not even literally, I sat down and asked the Lord why the Lord did that. I said, Lord, why did you do that to me? Because, you know, I was in this incredible position. I wanted to be and to have this interview, right? I flew there, lined up, and to be blunt, it was the perfect revenge, I thought, for the fact that the Raiders would not let me invite my Richard Hyken to cover the interview. I was here with Mom, right? But you know what? Every dog has his day. I eventually got, as Orson Welles would say when Orson Welles played Citizen Kane, I got my candy. Citizen Kane, one of the great, if not greatest, movies of all time. I got my candy when I went to the NFL annual meeting. Okay. So, okay. Bonfire of the Vanities. Like I said, read the book. Incredible. It's a book about New York. The only book that comes close to it, but you know, maybe only so close, is A Man in Full by Tom Wolfe. That's about a famous, locally famous real estate mogul by the name of Charlie Croker. Charlie Croker, they had a song about Charlie Croker. But Charlie Croker, similarly, was a man riding high, but he was trying to figure out how to save his business from bankruptcy, and his daughter got into a criminal issue, was raped allegedly by an athlete, black. She's white. So there are a lot of racial overtones there. Race really figures prominently in what Tom Wolfe produced in both Bonfire of the Vanities and Man in Full. All right, enough Tom Wolfe, shifting gears back to the other subject stuff. Hey, we've got so let's talk about sports gaming. Why not have a women's sports gaming commission? In other words, a setup that places women's sports in position to be the subject of betting. And I say women's sports. You would say, why do you say women's sports, Zenny? Because I'm thinking about how women's sports are generally poorly funded, and yet between the beauty of the women that do it and the eyeballs they attract, it just seems logical that there would be a betting component to the whole thing. You know, I'm thinking about, for example, Michelle Jenneke. Michelle Jenneke is the Australian hurdler and track star who made the world notice her when she decided to wiggle and bounce and jiggle. Well, she's too tight body to jiggle, isn't she? But wiggle and bounce and do her cute, you know, dance move during the World, I think it was the Junior Olympics about, you know what now, it's 5 years ago? And just set the world and eventually the internet world on fire. She was a star with World Star Hip Hop. Got to know the CEO who died of a heart attack, I believe, 2 years ago. But can you imagine people taking bets on whether or not Michelle Jenneke was going to dance before and a race, and then the odds that she would win if she danced versus if she didn't, right? And how about all of that data going to women's sports? I mean, that's huge, all right? That's huge. What does everybody think about that? I like the idea, excuse me. Patting myself on the back again. because it is ridiculous, completely ridiculous that women's sports should go wanting for money and yet draw eyeballs because the women are attractive. And I believe that sports betting provides the perfect venue, the perfect opportunity for women to capture that wealth. I really do. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea. Now, some of you watching this don't say, "Oh, Zinni, can you draw this up in more detail?" Because my answer is going to be, "Are you paying me?" Because yeah, I can. But if I draw up anything in detail, it's going to be for the purpose of developing a concept, all right? And I just might do that. So if you want to play along, you know how to contact me. If you don't, go to Zinni62, ZENNIE62.com. Right there, my blog. Go to contact, the number's there, whole 9 yards, all right? Okay, now, what's going on with the Coliseum? Let's see here. We've got the Derby Avenue. They're still yapping about that. There's 63 people talking, and apparently the Oakland City Council is determined to hear from each and every one of them. Let me see if Dave Cavall is actually at the meeting. Dave, because I don't think he would stick around, considering that it's 9:15. He is. Let's see. Where is Dave? Well, let's see here. Dave Cavall, question for you. Yes. You cannot do free parking. Way to represent the stadium. Let's win the series tomorrow. Okay. I don't see any indication that Dave Cavall is at the meeting. Cavall. And Larry Reed's not there. Right? Hold on a second. Dave Cavall. Let's see here. And there is, wow. Made it to the, that's nice. Okay, I don't see any athletics win. Prior to David Cavall, how did it go? How did what go? In Oakland, we have a city council. Okay, in Oakland, May 10th. In Oakland, we have a city council vote on stadium on Tuesday. Full focus there. To the question, Dave Cavall, will you be at the game this Saturday in New York City or Monday in Boston? My son and I would like to meet you. So he's supposed to be at the council meeting somewhere there, okay? So he says, we have a council vote on stadium on Tuesday. So he's supposedly there. And someone says, oh, we're ready. Best of luck. May 11th, Howard Terminal. That's tonight, okay? Can you post the agenda link? All these folks are tweeting and all that stuff, okay? And it's like, give them hell, Dave. So the Athletics are somewhere around there, waiting patiently. The trouble is, when I look for any evidence of Dave Cavall being around there himself, no one posts anything. So, just, wow. Dave Cavall, lineup, Dave Cavall, how do I get to the route in Oakland, black? And so, nothing here. Dave Cavall says, we need an awesome hat. Brian Caldwell, is Brian there? Let's see here. Brian's a huge A's fan. And I don't see any evidence that he is around. Darren Rebell, the state of Nevada wants to offer mobile betting inside Raiders Stadium. They're reading the NFL's reaction today. It appears like the league would seek to oppose that. That's interesting. Let me go to the NFL website and see if there's been any update in the form of the commissioner offering a statement. One moment, please. Let me go there. Thank you, Brian Caldwell, for that info. Go to NFL here. There we go. By the way, folks, welcome to Zenny62. Wow, those numbers jumped. Glad that you're here with us. And the numbers jumped. Hey, welcome to Zenny62. Please subscribe if you have not already. Barry Lee's in the house. How you doing, Barry Lee? Nice to have you here, Mr. Lee. By the way, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You can, if you wish to do so, invest in Zenny62. That's right. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. You can invest in Zenny62. We're taking investors. Okay. 2018 preseason dates and times announced. I think you know about that. Yeah. Transactions, everything else. Okay, now let me go to the NFL. Welcome. Just kidding. Let me go to NFL.com. What I'm looking for, if you just joined me, is the NFL's reaction to the whole sports gaming win by Chris Christie at the hands of the United States Supreme Court, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Jason Witten, by the way, thinks that Des Bryant will wind up playing for the Packers. Dave Tepper is expected to become the next Panthers owner. And in terms of what's trending, it's sports. Let's see here. Free agent ranking. Take a look inside New Englewood Stadium with Eric Dickerson. It's coming along, folks. The Rams Stadium. That's the stadium that the Rams and the NFL are really excited about, okay? Really are. Let's see here. Johnson. What else? I wonder what Dave Tepper thinks of this whole thing. I can't wait to talk with him. Let's see here. I got another idea. Goodell. Sports. Gaming. Gambling. Let's see here. Goodell didn't issue anything regarding, let's see, top stories. Parents, SCOTUS scuttles any pretense of sports betting integrity. Bears NFL face new questions after Supreme Court ruling on sports. This comes a day ago by the Chicago Tribune. And this reads, this is interesting, it says, this is by Rich Campbell, reporter, and he referred to an occurrence at the NFL annual meeting in Orlando where he said that George McCaskey, the chairman of the Bears and other league owners, anticipated Monday's decision by the Supreme Court to strike down a federal law that bars gambling on sports in most states, a decision that opens to every state the possibility of course, legalized sports gambling. And he says the ruling triggers a litany of questions, most of which will take, well, he says weeks or months. It's going to take a few years to answer. Will Illinois legalize sports gambling? How soon might the infrastructure be in place for people to place bets? A good portion that's going to be online. And they're going to be people who, they're going to be people who jump the gun and they're going to make you think. This is where you need to be careful, folks. There are unscrupulous people out there, and they're going to make you think, those unscrupulous people, that you can bet right now on sports anywhere in the United States. And I'm telling you, until it's set up and you see a proper registration, don't do it. They will take your money. You hear what I'm saying? They will take your money. That is the environment that has been set up right now. You hear what I'm saying? Right now. They will take your money. Okay? And believe you me, there are people out there that are going to try to do that. You're going to get an email or a text about how you can bet on this game or that game. All right? And you're in the comfort of your place in Jupiter, Florida, and you think that you can bet on a football game, the Giants versus the Cowboys. Well, I'm telling you, Florida does not have a system set up where you can do that. It's legal for them, but it has to be the state creates the apparatus. It's not there. It's not there. So it does beg the question. If the state doesn't set up the apparatus, can you do it? Okay? Can you have this transaction? Can you just bet? Well, the answer is, if the state doesn't sanction it, it's illegal. You see what I'm talking about? It's not clear, right? You could have one state sanction it. You could have a state like Georgia say no. So it's not something you can just do. It's not something you can just do. Basically, folks, the fact is that this situation is more messed up than it's ever been before. I mean, prior to Monday, at least we knew one thing: you can't do it, right? Now it's kind of like, well, okay, I can't do it unless there's a state system set up. Then I do it through the state system. Because they have to check the bets, and they have to check this and check that. They have to authorize what you do. You're going to have to get a license. Okay? All of that. That's what's set up there. Okay? You got to get a license. No license? How would there be a situation of no license? Let me get some of your comments. Barry Lee says, I wonder if the A's will be able to purchase the stadium site by just paying off what the taxpayers owe, or if they would have to pay property value. Well, it's $135 million, so that's about the defeasance point. Nice to have you, Barry Lee. Giants Roundup. Giants Roundup, how are you? Giants Roundup, welcome to Zenny62. Giants Roundup asks, this is Rob Iman under his other account. How you doing, Rob? Corey Brown says, I wonder what the Raiders minority owners think of the Vegas mess. It's a good question. Malcontent says, has anyone heard the Las Vegas hotel tax revenue for last month? Just wondering. Ooh, let's see here. Let's see if anything has been posted. Let's see here. Raiders Stadium hotel tax. I just typed that in Twitter. See if anybody put out any new information, because I forgot to ask. Let's see here. That was May 9th. No. I know it's out there. Okay. But stadium hotel tax revenue. Don't see that. Just, in fact, when I type Raiders Stadium Hotel Tax Revenue, I get me. My last tweet was April 25th on this. Let me take out Raiders and see if somebody posted information without the Raiders part. It's still me. Still me. Let me see if I check Steve Sisolak's dealie, right? Let's see here. Commissioner Sisolak, Las Vegas Sun. Let's see here. Oh, I don't see anything. He's talking about the new projects, construction boom regarding, I believe that's for Resorts World. Construction boom coming to Las Vegas Boulevard. Yep. And that's exciting stuff. Okay. You know, I would love to say that Las Vegas remains supreme. I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, all right. So it just, because I love Las Vegas, all right? But the reality is that, there are economic changes that some of which Las Vegas business people have helped cause, that are eating away at Las Vegas. Just saying. I don't see Sisolak having posted any information here on this. Let me just send him a tweet. Say, let me send him a tweet, see if he responds. I'm writing, hello, Steve Sisolak. What is the Oakland Raiders / UNLV NFL Stadium hotel tax rate for March, hotel tax revenue, for March 2018, question mark, okay? Yeah, thank you. Boom, tweet sent. Hey, welcome to Zenny62. Wow, kicked up there. How the heck are you? How you doing? All right. Hennessy, where you been? Hennessy says, I have a question. Hold on a second, Hennessy. Before you launch out your question, let me, pure and simple, do this. Hold on a second. Let me do this. What is it that I'm doing? I'm working on the railroad all the live long day. Just kidding. All right. Let's see here. Hold on a second. I'm working on the railroad. Oh, anyway, okay. Invest. There we go. Boom. All right, now. Hennessy asks, I have a question. Ooh, I got to work backward here. Before I get to that question, Hennessy had another question. Anything on the lawsuit? No. Giants Roundup says the A's may steal legal action on the Raiders over Mount Davis to use that money toward a new ballpark. Where does that come from? Corey Brown says, I wonder, I got the Raider minority partner question. Malcontent asked about the hotel tax thing. I just tweeted out that question. Barry Lee says, Zinni, tell your mom I said hi. I will do that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Giants Roundup says, I see the A's selling some of the Coliseum real estate for an entertainment district Oracle closing after next season. That takes the cart before the horse. That assumes they have a development plan, which they don't. Because they don't have they have an idea. Henry says, I have a question. Do you think that the Major League Baseball league should now let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Now that they passed this betting on sports, he should have been in years ago in my eyes. What do you think? I agree. I think Pete Rose should have been in there a long time ago. I think there's some people who are hanging on to this stubborn idea that, they want to keep Pete Rose locked in this time bottle, right? From back when we thought of gambling a different way than we do today. And look, I understand tradition and morals, but I also understand social change and the necessity to let go. And I think it's time to let that go. Pete Rose has been punished enough, all right? And I don't see why it's necessary to have Pete Rose, the punishment for Pete Rose, continue. Let him have his day. Let him have his day. Barry Lee says, is it confirmed that the arena is closing after the Warriors move, or will they still try to book it for events and concerts? That closure point is not a certainty. I know the mayor at one point wanted it. She and I talked about it. I said that I thought it was a bad idea. With the rise of esports, I think it's a terrible idea. With the emergence of sports gambling, I think it's a horrible idea. Horrible. Okay. G. Taylor, how you doing? G. Taylor says, I wish Mark Davis and his team would leave Oakland today. Enough. You know, G. Taylor, I understand what you're saying, but my anger, I'll be honest with you, my anger toward the Raiders are tempered by the current leadership problem that has plagued Oakland. Okay, so I want to see them achieve their rightful place from a franchise value perspective. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean in the next breath I'm saying no lawsuit. That should have been done a long time ago. That's just good business. Filing a lawsuit is good business because there needs to be a clearing out of the arteries, if you will. The guck that was created from this lack of good faith dealing, right? That's very important to do. Now, Giants Roundup says Oracle Arena is closing after next season. Don't know where you got that from. It's not true. Dustin Scott says Giants Roundup. I don't think that's true. It's not true. It is way not true. Don't even spread that stuff. Don't even. Don't even. Don't even. And Giants Roundup, we used to call him Rob Ivan, is saying that he's speculating. He's saying that he thinks Chase is going to get the majority of events, and therefore Oracle is going to lose out. But what you have to remember, Rob, is that events are created. So Chase existence, you have to remember something. It also impacts HP Pavilion in San Jose, among other venues. They have the Warriors. But what Oakland can have are esports. And also because of the existence of Chase, you make, by comparing it, Chase with Oracle Arena, you make the mistake of assuming that the cost to rent out Chase is the same as Oracle Arena. It's going to be more expensive. So Oracle Arena will still be able to compete for a number of events and steal them in many cases from Chase because top dollar. They have bills to pay. There's a privately financed stadium here with privately backed bonds. This doesn't have that, Oracle. So no, to assume that Oracle is just going to go away because of the existence of Chase is a massive cognitive error on your part. Okay? But, you know, it's a great conversation. And great conversation. Eric Young says it's a great question. Hennessy. Joseph Bensman says, yeah, plus about Pete Rose. Plus what Rose did had nothing to do with his performance and crazy good stats. He was a baller, plain and simple. Definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. Joseph Bensman, I agree with you. Barry Lee says, hey, so far, Orlando, Atlanta, Memphis, and now Salt Lake City have been awarded teams for the American Football Alliance. Hey, Barry, you've been following that better than me, and I got to change that, man. Thank you for keeping my head in the game. Giants Roundup says, I don't want to see Oracle end up like the Cow Palace. It won't. It won't. Too many people creating their own events. It won't. Eric Young says, because of that, I have no respect for Mark Davis, and definitely not Mark Bourdain either. Giants Roundup says, maybe Oracle could try to get the Barracuda to move to Oakland. Cowboy Wrestler, hey Cowboy, how you doing? Says, yes, but a lot of people would look at Chase Center as the Staples Center of the Bay Area. Yeah. Hennessy says, XFL in Oakland in 2021? Why not sooner? Why do we have to wait? Why does it have to be a dovetail? Why do we have to wait for the Raiders to leave? Fill them in now. Bring them in. Speaking of which, let's see if the council agenda has changed. And it has not. They're still talking about that dang derby thing. Hold on.
Greetings. My name is Ali Salim Bey. I am a 21-year homeowner and resident of District 4. So a father of two graduate students. I'm here to actually speak truth to power. As the city council, you are the power of the city, and so therefore I'm here to speak to you, truth. The truth that I want to speak about is actually a criminal cover-up that is happening as we speak right now. We're currently in litigation with the city, and the city has decided that my brother who was shot, my brother was ambushed in 2005 by at least 3 gunmen. One using an AK, one using a Tech 9, and one using a shotgun.
You got to hear this, folks.
Ambushed at 6:30 in the morning. He was a CEO, a black CEO, a black employer, and a black job creator. He was ambushed by these 3 people, shot up his car. By a miracle, he survived. 63 days later, the Oakland Police Department closed his case and said that there was no leads that they could follow, even though you had all of these shell casings, you had eyewitnesses that clearly described the assailants and even said if they were pressed, they would be able possibly to identify them. What we found out through 10,000 pages of discovery is that the Oakland Police Department was actually helping the people who shot my brother. They were helping the people that murdered my other brother. Just in depositions, so we're talking about current stuff. Just in depositions, just within the last month, my brother, because we had to sue you because you refused, because the city of Oakland, the Oakland Police Department refuses to investigate these cases. Why? Because it's going to show that the Oakland Police Department were actually behind it. We had to sue to bring the city to the table, and when my brother who was shot, when the lawyer asked the chief of police or the ex-chief of police, what is the status of his case? Now he was shot numerous times and everything, and what ended up happening is that the city attorney's office put his hand out over the police officer's mouth and said, don't answer that. Police privilege. Now, this is a 13-year case. A 13-year-old case, there's only 2 statuses to a case. It's either open or it's closed. If it's open, it could be hot, cold, XX, but only 2 statuses, open or closed. So if we have to sue you to bring you to the table in a deposition, and the person who was shot, the crime committed against, sitting across the table, asks what's the status of his case, the city refuses to answer this. The city also, I was here 2 months ago, and
I'm going to tell that they have been, he's a member of the Bay family, and that is a local sad story, a controversy of a family that ran your Black Muslim bakery, and a series of, they can only be described kindly as unfortunate events. One of them led to the murder of a friend of mine, Chauncey Bailey, who worked for the Oakland Post and the Oakland Tribune. That was in 2006. He was gunned down at 14th and Alice at 8:30 in the morning on his way to the Oakland Post office. And as you heard, there have been a number of gun-involved disagreements among people in business with that family. And then also some involvement with certain Oakland police officers, I'm not even investigators, that has caused some of them to be fired. This is one of those rabbit hole problems. I mean, the deeper you get into it, and I mean, the deeper you get into it, you start studying the Bay issue in Oakland. The further and further and further and further you go down underground, away from daylight, there's so many subplots, so many characters, and a lot of miserable stories of deception and death and politics. So I wish him well. I've interviewed him. There's, I think, an interview almost an hour, no, 35 minutes on Zinni 62 with the Bay Brothers that I did back in 2007 at Lake Shores Cafe, 2008, somewhere in there. Sad story. All right, back to the conversation. Sorry, I had to tune into that because it's a slice of Oakland history that he's still talking. It's a slice of Oakland history that people should be aware of. He just concluded, but they haven't gotten to the A's thing. And actually, you know what? He didn't stop. Now he concluded. And this is now he concluded. Whew. That, I don't know where that's gonna. I don't know where or how that's gonna come out. I really don't. I would just say moving along. Now, MM Forever, how you doing? Let me go back to your comments. Malcontent says to Giants Roundtable, the Sharks will not move the Barracuda out of San Jose. They have the best minor league team proximity in the NHL. Giants Roundtable fires back, the ice conditions suffer when the Sharks and Cuda play on the same day. Oh, is that right? So you guys think there's a chance of getting the Barracuda to Oakland? MM Forever says, why don't the A's just play at the Giants Stadium for 2 years and build at the Coliseum site while the construction is going down? It would be the fastest way. The Yankees, Mets did it in the 70s. MM Forever, I don't think it's an issue or question of doing something like that. The main question is, where do the A's want to go and what's in the best interest of the city? Howard Terminal or Coliseum? And I'm literally pointing as if Howard Terminal is over here. This is downtown Oakland. This is Jack London. Howard Terminal is over here. And then this is the Nimitz Freeway. You go down the Nimitz Freeway and the Coliseum's over there. Okay? That's the question. And in part, the answer is supposed to be determined tonight when this ENA is accepted, if they ever get to it. I don't know when that's going to be. Like I said, they had 63 speakers for the Derby issue. And there's my friend Greg McConnell speaking now. Is that Greg McConnell or somebody else? Anyway, and we're waiting. What does Greg say? Hold on a second.
Provide job opportunities for all of our residents.
No, excuse me, that's not Greg McConnell. That's somebody else. So, hey. I was wondering if they actually pulled... I know they pulled the item because Rebecca pulled it. Okay. Let me go back to your comments. Kaplan, District 2. But I hope that answers your question, Emma Forever. Giants Roundup says that he doesn't see the Giants going for a deal with the A's. Dustin Scott, Cowboy Wheeler asks, do you have any knowledge on which company is in the front running for the purchasing of the naming rights for the new Rams Stadium in Inglewood? No, I don't. I'll find out. The NFL annual meeting is going to be here. I'm credentialed to go. I'll ask. I'll snoop around. But you know what? Let me see something here. While I'm picking around. Let's see here. Rich Relotus, 22 minutes goes, we never did that dinner when you were in Las Vegas, Zinni, so whoever's right can buy in 2020. I say entire regular 2020 seasons played at UNLV Stadium. Were you on? And yes, I will say, you know what? This is what Rich is putting out. And I'll say this right here. Okay, we never did that dinner. We are. Okay, so here. I will say, Rich, I'd love to have dinner with you, period, okay? I think, as I've said before, because I tried to, hey, man, I tried to reach out to you for dinner. I'm going to write this. I'm writing back. It's like, hey, man, love to meet for dinner, period. Thought we were going to do that during CES, hashtag CES, right? So let's plan for that. And also, I will take that bet. So there's two dinner occasions. How's that? How's that? Boom. So there. So Rich Villota of the Review Journal just bet me that, okay, the whole bet regarding 2020 is that the Raiders will play. He says that the Raiders will play the entire regular season in 2020 at the Vegas Stadium. I'm saying that's not happening. So if that happens, then I have to buy him dinner. But I'm just saying, let's get together for dinner anyway. We were supposed to get together for dinner this year at CES, and I reached out to him. I didn't hear back. Okay. So that's why I said, hey man, love to meet for dinner. Period. Thought we were going to do that during CES, so let's plan for that. And I didn't want to get into like it's like who shot John, right? Let's just plan, right? So it'll be fun stuff. So anyway, so yeah. So, boom, all right? There. Chew on that, haters. Maybe we can bring Tommy White. Actually, you know what? I'm not saying that jokingly. That would be a lot of fun. Because those guys know Vegas, and there's nothing better to do than to hang out with people who know Las Vegas. Nothing. Particularly old-time folks, because they have a lot of stories. They know the places to eat that are off the beaten path, that have character, right? That's what you want to do, okay? That's the fun stuff, all right? Because I know Tommy White knows. I know Randy Sutton, who was on my show. If I had a fistful of dollars, I'd like to have them all in one dinner. Randy Sutton, Tommy White, Mayor of Las Vegas over here. Line them up. Guy Hobbs sitting over there. Invite Jessica Colvin, right? Have them all lined up. Be a lot of fun. Then they can all take shots at me, which would be those kind of shots. Like, ugh. So anyway, someone is listening to this. They're gonna say either now or later. They're gonna say, "I'm gonna set that dinner up." That'll be fun, I mean, it'll be a lot of fun because at the end of the day, like I met Scott Winter. I like Scott. And as I said to Scott on video, there are people who have issues, who like to stir things up and say things. And so I think, oh, he said this about me and all this. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to listen to this. I told him I'm not listening because I'm an adult. I'll be 56 August 4th. That's for some kids. I'm not a kid. And I like arguing with people. I think, if you want to find out where a person's at, argue with them. Let them express their point of view passionately, but understand that, hey, it's not personal, right? That's a lost art, I think, among some. So, John Marks, how you doing? Eric Young says, Malcontent says, I'm far too economically, didn't let that get away. Wait. Justin Scott says, Oracle will snag events due to chase high prices. Sky high prices. If the JPA or whoever takes over Oracle play their cards right, Oracle will do awesome. Would be similar to Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. And I think this whole sports betting component is going to give new life to the Coliseum. Malcontent says, no, regarding, I don't know what that no is too, but he says, Oh, as far as the Barracuda moving up to Oracle? Okay, thank you, Malcontent. Malcontent says it's far too economically and institutionally convenient for the Sharks to have the Barracuda literally across the hall. Okay, fair. Eric Young says, at this point, I don't care what new league comes along, as long as we have the Oakland Raiders colors and all on it, I'm happy. And so, you know, I would be happy either too, but I think we need to prepare for a future that's going to be different and quite literally concoct an image of a team that is created out of the ashes of the Raiders' departure, specifically designed to beat the Raiders. That's right. All the way down to the name. Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Invaders. Okay, the Oakland Invaders. History. John Marks knows about that history. Oakland Invaders, okay? And then, Cowboy, oh, Eric Young is, I got that one. Cowboy Wrestler says, a lot of people look at Chase Center and Staples, I got that one. And got this one. Oh, Giants Roundup now says he's hearing rumors of a new forum being built in Inglewood for the Clippers. I've heard that one. And a new hotel, right? Barry Lee says, from what I've read, there's a 50-50 chance that Pittsburgh and New York will be awarded teams because of it being in the middle of winter up there. Barry Lee says, talking about the American Football Alliance, Malcontent says, Giants Roundup, the Sharks will not move the Barracuda out of San Jose. They have the best minor league team proximity in the National Hockey League. Giants Roundup also says, the ice conditions, let me see if Belota's responded to my, haven't seen it yet. Come on, Rick. Anyway, Giants Roundup says the ice conditions suffer when the Sharks and Cuda play on the same day, and MM first, as long as the A's just play at the Giants Stadium for 2 years, we got that one out of the way. I feel like I'm starting to repeat things I already said before. Somehow I went back a little too far. Okay. Now, Barry Lee says, hi guys. No, he says, hi, I think Vic is going to be offensive coach for the AFA Atlanta team. He is. I heard an interview with him last week. Eric Young says, I could see myself enjoying Las Vegas a great deal as long as the Raiders aren't there. Vince D, how you doing? It's Vince D or Vince O, says, interesting, 2 months is not a peep from the Raiders on how Vegas PSL sales are going. Malcontent says, it's not as well as they let on. It just isn't. Because of the economy. Malcontent says, what about Mark? What about Mark Hall's plan? Yeah, I got to get him on here. To build a new 15,000-seat soccer stadium next to a brand new A stadium with Oracle Arena still there, plus a new hotel. Hey, I'd love to have him to come on and talk about it. John Marks says, yes, the Oakland Invaders. I do. John Marks then says, Invaders owner Ted Taubbe is still alive and living in San Francisco. I think he's 83 years young. Go Oakland Invaders. Go. Giants Roundup says, XFL should stay out of any NFL markets. Cowboy Wrestler says, Steve Ballmer is in discussion with Kroenke about a new arena at the Inglewood Stadium. Ah, interesting. And very interesting. Now, is that right? Hey, as soon as I read that, Cowboy Wrestler retracted his statement. Ooh. That must be news then. Thanks, man. Did you just give me some breaking news? Okay. Eric Young says they have to be silver and black, MLS to Oakland. I agree. There should be like an ordinance that says any sports team in Oakland not called the A's have to be in silver and black. Either silver and black or cow blue and gold. That's it. Okay, maybe Skyline Titan colors. I just heard the Castlemont and Fremont High and Oakland High people scream. All right. All right, now, Barry Lee says it's going to be weird. The fourth down punts and kickoffs won't happen in the American Football Alliance. Yep. And Giants Roundup says the locals are not crazy about the Raiders in Las Vegas. G. Taylor says silver and black, call them the Oakland woke. John Marks says no, Zinni. How about Invaders blue and gold? I like that. I like that. Corey Brown says if the Invaders are reincarnated, I hope their colors are better than before. Everything about them needs to be more intimidating than the Raiders. What is more intimidating than silver and black? All black, right? But imagine having to play like that when it's hot. You just have two colors, black and white. And why is it that that team, here it is. Why not, I know it'd be intimidating, black, red, and silver. Ooh, okay. Imagine black home, okay, white numbers, okay, red accents. That sounds like the Falcons. Okay, so we say black home, silver numbers with red accents, right? But definitely silver. Make it silver instead of white. I mean, the kind of glistening silver that reflects, where the sun reflects off the material, right? That kind of silver. That would be cool. Let's see where the agenda is here for the city council. We are where? Still talking about Derby. You're killing me, man. Ugh, killing me. I mean, they're gonna pass this thing. It's maybe not. No, it's not even up for a vote tonight. I guess they're just letting them talk their little yayas out, right? They're still going. Hold on, let me check something here. They got a lineup, folks.
Pro Tem President, distinguished council, it gives me great pleasure and an honor to be able to speak before you this evening. I am Art Shanks, the Executive Director of the Cypress Mandela Training Center, and I'm proud to say so. I'm a servant of this community.
Art Shanks, he's done a lot of work for Oakland. Good guy. So anyway, they're not talking A's at all. They are not talking A's. It doesn't mean they won't talk A's, but they're not talking A's. We're trying to stick around. But I like having you all on, reading your comments. And Malkinson says, Dustin Scott, Mark Hall got new franchise rights in USL, not MSL. Look up USL to EastBay.com. Hey, thanks, Malcontent. Cowboy Wrestler says, oops, sorry about the message. Smartphone error on my part. Yes, the Clippers are in discussions with Stan Kroenke regarding a new arena adjacent to the stadium. Thank you for that. John Mark says Oakland City Council is a joke. I don't think it's a joke. It's actually quite real. That's the problem. But, you know, it could get better. Oh, don't get me started. Okay. Moving along. Eric Young says, nothing. Barry Lee says, I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Davis had to rename the team once they moved to the Vegas Gamblers. I like that. Eric Young says, oh, like UNLV? John Mark says, Vegas Gamblers are cool. Dustin Scott says, hashtag rooted in Oakland. I like the idea of the Vegas Renegades. I like Vegas Gamblers better. That just makes sense, you know? Vegas Gamblers. Vegas Gamblers. I do like the sound of that. Vegas Gamblers. Now, speaking of which, we've got, more. John Mark says Vegas Renegades. Corey Brown says Vegas Hustlers. Hey, Barry, are you around? Barry Lee writes Vegas Strippers. That one is funny right there. It's right here. It's right here, folks. Well, actually, I'm pointing the wrong way. Actually, it's over here. If I point this way, I'm actually pointing at, and it's right down there. Okay, Vegas Strippers right here. Okay, there. Okay, see that says Vegas Strippers. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Vegas strippers. To which Malcontent follows up with Vegas sexy floor show. I think we started something here. I'm not going to read that one, Destin. Sorry. People can see that one. I'm moving along. Nice try, though. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Remember, you can still, if you wish to do so, that's right, if you haven't done so in quite some time, invest. $2 for a cup of coffee. Eric Young says they need to be silver and black, just like the Raiders, just like how Paul Brown created the Bengals to look exactly like the Browns, just to spite them. That's what I'm talking about. Create them to look just like the Raiders to spite them. That's what the whole point about the Oakland Invaders were, except that they used different colors, right? That's what I'm talking about. Cowboy Rush says Vegas Adelsons. Cowboy Roundup says Dodgers lose to the Fish. Ooh. John Mark says, oh, come on, guys. Why does everyone have Raider envy? I don't. Cal Blue and Gold on, hey, Blue and Gold. Da, 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 da. Look at this. Zenny 62 is blue and gold. See that? Gold, blue. See that? Look at that. Right? Da, 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 da. Barry Lee says, welcome Vegas Trojans. I'm not sure I don't know what that's about. Oh, I got 2 new Twitter notifications. Let's see what they say. Oh, let's see here. They, all right. Okay. I got an idea here. I got an idea here. I think I got an idea here. I like the Oakland Invaders, but everyone stayed away. Me too. Me too. So what say you all to, hold on a second. How about the Oakland, how about the Oakland Black Cowboys? I actually like that. The Oakland Black Cowboys. Okay? I really like the sound of that. I'm not kidding you. It'd be a great tribute. Hey, you know what? You want to know what the #1 trend in, #2 trend in Vegas is? Actually, #1, because it's not bars. LeBron. Everybody's talking about LeBron. The Celtics win, and yet everybody talks about LeBron. How about that? What's up with that? You know? Wonder what they're saying? Hold on a second. I mean, do you really wonder what they say, right? I do. I am right now engineering some things here. Just to get out a let's see here. Where is that? Boom. Trying to get out to, there it is. Okay. And there. Cool. All right. Now, back to what you were saying. Riley says, Zinni, I would invest, but I got a call from insurance company for my workers' comp, and they have stopped my treatment, so I have to get a lawyer. Ooh, nah! What? Oh, that's horrible. John Mark says, star power my butt. Malcontent says, Jerry Jones would never allow Oakland to use black cowboys. Use the black cowboys. Why not? Bradley says, comp. Gotcha. Joseph Business says, laugh out loud, he's not a star to me, John Marks, but unfortunately a lot of people gravitate toward him. John Lark says, howdy, Barry Lee. I missed something here. Wait a minute. Jerry Jones would, why not? John Marks says, the Invaders had a 1985 championship caliber, but only 17,000 average attendance came to see them. That's true. That's true. Eric Young says, if for sure they're definitely going to change the Raiders' name, then it should definitely stay in Oakland and play in whatever league Oakland gets into. Joseph Bisman says, come be Giants fans if your days of being a Raider fan come to an end soon. We aren't going anywhere, but we may kick the Jets out of the Meadowlands one day. Ooh. I like that. I like that. I like that competitive spirit. I do. Corey Brown says Oakland Marauders. And John Mark says, how about Oakland Vasqueros? Malcontent says, Z, it's confusing when you read the thread backwards. Sorry about that. What happens is that when I talk about whatever's on my mind, right? It happens as you all are moving the thread along. So I have to go back so I can catch what you may have posted so that no one feels that whatever cool observation they came up with is missed. So, hey, yeah, that happens. I don't know what else to do. You know? Giants win! Woohoo! Marauder says, Marauders have a similar definition as Raiders. Oakland Marauder. I like that. But it's Oakland Marauder. It still sounds like they might as well be called Oakland Lavender. I don't, you know, okay? Malcontent says, yes, scroll up, then read along. It's okay. Thank you. John Mark says, how about the Oakland Renegades? How about the Oakland Telegraph? We're telegraphing a win. We're telegraphing a win. I know that's silly. I know that's just completely silly. We're telegraphing a win. Woo! Now, the trend in Las Vegas on Twitter is, okay, Deadpool 2 was bought, so you can't really count that as a trend because it's bought. LeBron is number one. 239,000 tweets. Followed by NBA on TNT. King James isn't losing sleep unless no one asks. He does look like he's sleepy. Skip Bayless said, LeBron sure is happy in his post-game interview, cracking jokes, cutting up. I guess that's how you are when you score 42 and you know your apologists will condemn your lack of help. Yep. Okay, that was, what else is that? Those are the top tweets. The latest tweet is, the problem is that LeBron is a task fox playing 10 teams with a level 1 Kirby. That went over my head. Does anyone know what a task fox is versus a level 1 Kirby? Is that a Silver Surfer thing? You know, like Kirby Silver Surfer? I don't know. Just wonder. Lots of tweets about LeBron. LeBron James and Kevin Love. Lots of tweets about LeBron. That's why he is number one in Vegas. Number one in Vegas. Okay. Okay. Now, John Marks likes the Oakland Telegraphs. Cowboy wrestler likes Oakland Seniors. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Riley says, Zinni, I don't care if you read backwards, sideways, or any direction, because you're good at what you do for us. Thank you. Thank you. Malcontent says, Cowboy going old school. Ha ha ha. John Mark says, move the Cowboys to Oakland. All right. Hey, speaking of which, Cowboys and moving and all that stuff. Go back here, go out, see here. I'm just jumping around, minding my business. Da 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 da. Flash, bam, Alakazam. Who sang that song? Bears sports guy, Buster Posey, man. Catching off target 97 a minute after taking one in the jaw. Definitely not overrated. Ooh. 3 new notifications since I've been gone. Let's see here. Media news, hey man, Steve Sisolak. Okay, got it. Hey, guess who is the number 3 worldwide trend? First of all, Deadpool's purchased. Number 1 is Master Chef, BR. LeBron is number 3. Wow. Everybody's talking about LeBron. He must have got on TNT and said some stuff, man. Let's see where the city of Oakland is with, let's see here. They're still talking about Derby Avenue. Okay, we get the picture, you know. Oh, we know. All that for, wait a minute, let's see where they're at.
This is the CFR and the federal regs, and as well as the WIO statute itself are in the opinion.
That wasn't my question. My question is where in the CFR
That's Destiny Brooks.
is there a preemption of the field?
Yeah. Now, Destiny's on her game. She is the one council member that's really, really
We do cite
sharp.
No, you didn't. That's why I'm asking the question.
No, the opinion does cite to the regulation
So you
that
could
says
just
the
tell me
Workforce Development Board is responsible for selecting job service providers.
That is not my question.
Okay.
My question, you're an attorney, is where in the CFR is the preemption of the field? And I'd like to cite.
We're not saying that the field is preempted.
Well, you're saying that all.
In fact, we've said before, the workforce, the statute doesn't preempt local law, so therefore
Wait a
that's
minute.
why the city council, pursuant to the charter, also has a role in selecting job providers. So we're not saying that the law preempts
So
local
you're
law.
saying
It
it
just
does not.
requires, as a condition of the funding, of accepting the funding, that we have to allow the Workforce Development Board to select providers, as well as the city council.
And where is it stated in the CFRs? Because if there's a mandate, it's somewhere in the CFRs. You
She's
should
right.
be able to cite it.
My understanding is it a condition of the grant? Or the
It's a
grant that we
condition
get?
of the grant that we create a local board, and that the local board be responsible for selecting job service providers.
I'm being
And
very.
the actual site to the
I'm
CFR is
sorry.
in the opinion.
I'm sorry. I'm being very clear.
Right.
It is
She said,
not
where's the
unclear
site?
that the CFR,
Listen
20
to this.
CFR, governs the Workforce Development Board. The way that you guys are interpreting the Workforce Development Board and the comprehensive plan is that it applies to every single program in the city of Oakland, and all of the money within the city of Oakland has to go through the board to do that. So that would be a preemption of the field, and there should be somewhere in the regulations that specifically says that. I'd like you to point me to that place.
No, preemption, this is not preemption. We're not saying that federal law preempts local law. Local law is still in effect, and if you recall, there was an opinion I authored several years ago that held that local law is not preempted, which is why the city council, pursuant to the charter, which is local law, also has a role in the allocation process. All it's saying is that as a condition of receiving these funds, the city has agreed to create this board that's responsible for overseeing a comprehensive workforce development system, and as part of that role, they are responsible, along with the city council, for selecting providers and adopting workforce development budgets. So we said concurrent jurisdiction. We called it the three-legged stool. It's under the federal law, the mayor as the chief elected official and the board have a role in selecting providers, and under the charter, the city council has a role in budgeting city funds and selecting city contractors. So all three entities actually have a role, and so we're not saying that federal law completely preempts local law.
What state law says
Sorry?
that? What state law says that we're mandated to put?
It's not state law, it's federal law.
I
No.
understand. There's no federal provision.
See, I want you to listen to this
in
because
accepting the money.
he's not listening to her.
It simply talks about.
And I
the
think this is
money
Dan
that
Rossi,
was
and Dan doesn't listen very well anyway.
The WIO.
Dan, you don't listen very
The
well.
Workforce Development Board. And so, yes, you develop a comprehensive program with that money. It does not talk about general fund money. It doesn't talk about any other monies outside of the WIOA money. And so if it does, point me to the exact provision in the CFR that states that.
Well, we disagree.
I'm
If I can
asking-
ask the city attorney and the council
Workforce-
members just to
I'm sorry.
direct your comments through the chair.
I have
Thank you.
asked very specifically, and I don't know why I can't get a direct answer from the city attorney. They are supposed to provide us direct answers. I simply asked for the provision. It's CFR 20, CFR 6.
This is what you have to go through. This is the problem. Okay.
So please point me to the specific
You hear this?
provision in the CFR that says
How many times
that
has she
we
asked
can't
this?
use our money, not the Fed's money, but our money, except
This is
through
Oakland Councilmember
this
Desley Brooks,
one process.
District 6.
Thank
Where
you.
is that stated in the CFR?
Madam City Attorney.
So if I may, Mr. Rossi has answered the question, and
No,
I think
he-
that
No, he
we,
hasn't.
and so we can, if we can gather more information when we come back, we can provide, more information to the extent we can find it. There is not always the exact language that we would like to see in a statute. We're looking at a comprehensive, complex plan and interpreting it. And
That's not an
the
answer.
concern
That's
is
like
that we
they're
would
trying
not
to
want
discourage
risk
her from
that
questioning it.
our existing program,
This is bad stuff, okay?
and by not following the requirements of our existing program.
It is.
This is bad stuff, okay? This is why Oakland doesn't work. They're trying to essentially discourage her from saying anything, and she's the elected official, okay? That's I'm just giving you a taste of what the problem is in Oakland, all right? But, that was off base and completely wrong of the city attorney's office to handle it that way. But, hey, you know what? As Ignacio De La Fuente used to say, welcome to Oakland. You say, why am I on that? I'm waiting for them to get to the dang on A's, man. That's what I'm waiting for. It's kind of like, hey, get to the A's, okay? Get to the A's. I'm sending a tweet to Oakland City Attorney Barbara Parker. I'm saying, hey, Barbara Parker, Dan Rossi's disrespect for Desley Brooks' questioning was sad and horrible. Her question on the workforce development board and responsibilities and shared responsibilities. Shared was straightforward. Yet Rossi and staff tried to bully Brooks into not asking the question. Not cool. Hashtag Oak meeting. There, okay? I mean, that's bad stuff. I should say Oakland. Oakland. Let's see, Rossi and staff tried to bully Brooks to not asking a question. Her question on Oakland, trying to make sure it fits into there. Okay, boom. Got that out there. All right, now, where else, okay? Where are we? All right. I think, let's see here. Hey, good night, Barry. Good night. Let's see here. I'm going back to your comments, malcontent. Barry, okay, you all think that, all right, I think, who I think wants the LeBron? The Warriors. I think LeBron wants to go out in a flourish with KD. That's what I think. Can come to the Warriors, be a part-time player, rack up some dough, help open a new arena. Perfect, man. Make the Hampton 5 the Hampton 6. Perfect, man. I'm serious, it'd just be perfect, okay? Perfect, man. Just perfect, all right? Let's see here. You'll be just perfect. Just perfect. All right. So, what else? LeBron's not staying. I like LeBron in Golden State. Eric Young says, this is so frustrating, they can't handle the truth. No, they can't. No, they can't. No. Malcolmton says, I can't stand LeBron's ego. Why? You know, I have to say, Malcolmton, I disagree with you. Why do people have issues with other people who feel good about themselves? So what? A person has a big ego, they're confident. That's why LeBron is King James. As Don Meredith used to say, it ain't bragging if you can do it, but here's the thing. I don't remember ever hearing LeBron brag. I just remember seeing LeBron do, okay? Is it that people have a real problem with any black person that's really, no, that's not fair. I know that's not fair in your case because you don't think that, all right? Or do you? All right? I'm asking, you know, what is it? Why are people afraid of a black guy who's really, really great? What is it? I mean, it's his ego. I mean, or, you know, anybody. It doesn't have to be black or white. I'm asking this question. I'm not taking the racial component out. Nope. You know, okay? All right? I like LeBron's confidence. I want to see that, particularly in black men. And so should you. Wiggle Baby says LeBron is a softie. Mogul Baby says, what happened with the Raiders? Did they agree to stay at the Coliseum? They're working on it. But yeah, they want to stay there. Wiggle Baby says, Dustin Scott says, 1-for-1, Steph Curry trade for John Wall. No! No, Joseph Bisman says he's king because he's the most talented player, but he has a knack for complaining about calls, for making snarky remarks when answering questions. He just comes off as a bit of a jerk. Okay, so coming off as a jerk to me is different than having a big ego. You can come off with a, okay? You can have a big ego but not be a jerk. All right? And I get, and John Mark says the internet went down. Okay, Malcolmton says, I'm talking about his behavior, not his performance. The way he undermines his coaches and teammates. Give me an example. Now, I like the example that was offered about the whole jerk part, you know, where he does whine sometimes. And the whole thing between he and Draymond, I personally thought that was acting to help, you know, get their internet visibility up, to help get into contracts for their, you know, music business. Do you realize that LeBron James and Draymond Green are involved in a number of business ventures together? You know that? Okay? Just saying, all right? Okay? So, still talking about Derby. Doggone it. Still talking about Derby. Let's see, where are they?
We just got these amendments.
Sorry, where are you reading?
It's not, there's no page number, so I'm guessing this is page 3.
All
Under
right.
appropriate.
That's the city administrator reading stuff off. Oh, boy. All right. Dustin Scott. Haha. Malcolmton says, well, I got that one. Little Baby says, yeah, LeBron is kind of like Tom Brady. They're both crybabies a lot of the time. But they're good. I mean, look, I'm not bothered by that. I'm not. I never have been. I've never been a person who has been bothered by someone who is doing what, you know, any extremely talented person in sports or any walk of life does. They try to bend the rules to their favor. I get that. I did that. Yeah, I said that. Okay? Bending the rules is not cheating. Bending the rules to your favor, I think, can be better described in the way the late Bill Walsh put it. He's so good he transcends the rules. For example, Russ Francis, who Bill Walsh got over from New England because he saw that, if you think about it, the way Coach Walsh used Russ Francis was the forerunner of how tight ends like Rod Gronkowski are used today in Graham with first the Seahawks, who then went to the New Orleans Saints, right? In Russ Francis, Bill Walsh had that type of tight end. And I believe it was actually in describing Russ Francis' impact on the game that Coach Walsh noted that he knows the rules. He's so good he transcends the rules. He's faster than the normal tight end. He's as big as the normal tight end. He catches better than many wide receivers, does Russ Francis, and yet he can block. So it gives you a lot of flexibility, and Coach Walsh took advantage of that. But also, Coach Walsh put in some really neat plays, like, for example, this was a play that was used in the 1984 Super Bowl. Came out of a red formation. You say, what's a red formation? It's split backs, okay? Tight end here, fullback here, halfback here, quarterback here under center, split in over here, flanker over here, all right? At the snap of the ball, both backs flare out like this, but the guards, here's the center, the guards, as the quarterback's dropping back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the guards go out with the backs. As the guards go out with the backs, because they were going up against the Dolphins' 3-4 defense, and the 3-4 defense, the inside linebacker had it as their keys, the guards, guess what the inside linebackers did? They split. Here's Russ Francis at tight end. He creaks back like he's going to block, right? He waits, watches the linebackers clear, watch the defenders unfold, but the linebackers are playing man for man, so they're going this way. This back he gets caught up in the wash of the fact that the other linebacker is going this way. The linebacker that normally be covering the tight end. You know what Russ Francis does? Hesitates like he's going to block. They forget about him. And he takes off right through the middle, which is vacated. Boom, picks up 20, 25 yards. First down. Plays like that Coach Walsh designed. Pretty neat. Plays that you only come up with after studying how the opponent's defense works. Okay? Joseph Benzman says Durant's built up huge cred as a nice guy during his years in OKC, but the last few years he's developed the bad boy rep. I think that was intentional. Benzman says, why can't guys like LeBron or Brady let their talent speak for themselves? Why do they have to open their mouth? Why not? I want my athletes to talk. I especially want my black athletes to talk. I like the fact that LeBron is speaking up. I think it's incredible because he has this platform, okay? He has a platform. I want to see something here.
That's where it's tied. So this is not something we have found or we've determined over the years that the Workforce Development Board has concurrent jurisdiction.
They're still talking about the Derby thing and the Workforce Development Board, all right? Anyway, all right. So my point is, Eric Young says, let's face it, I can't stand LeBron right now. Boo! Because he's the enemy. But if he came to the Warriors, I just love him to death. Yeah. Corvette, how you doing? Corvette says, I wouldn't want LeBron on Warriors. Can't stand better on enemy. No, I want LeBron on the Warriors. Joe's to business says your game should speak for you if you talk. Why does it bother you though? That's what I don't get. I actively do not accept that you're bothered this. I'm not look, you're saying you are. I'm not saying I don't accept that. I mean, I'm not telling you your feelings are invisible or they're, made up. No. I think they're ridiculous. You shouldn't be bothered by that. You should want people that way. Why does that bother you? Why does that intimidate you? It shouldn't. You should want that. Okay? Joseph Bin says, I agree. It would be awful to watch the NBA if he went to the Warriors. No, it would be great. I want LeBron to the Warriors. I want him to speak on the Black Lives Matter. I want LeBron to run for president someday. I love the fact that LeBron played basketball at the White House with President Obama, also Dwayne Wade. And you know what? You should too. Anybody that advances the cause of American culture should want a guy like LeBron, active, talking, playing basketball well, moving the needle, and in general, being active. You want it. You know you want it. You should want it. It's American. If you don't want it, you're not American. I'm telling you, you're not American. And how quintessentially American of me to say that, right? Think about that. I is America. I is America. Joseph Bin says, being cocky is a good thing. Damn right. Being cocky is a freakingly awesome thing to be, man. It's fun. You know, you never like sold wolf tickets or anything. You never, look, I got a battle with Rich Velota right now. I'm selling wolf tickets. You ought to hear me and John Gruden go back and forth, man. I was telling Coach Gruden at the NFL annual meeting about the play. I said, hey, this play that I drew up that I'm really proud of, I said, you know what? If you use this play, use it twice, you'll reinvent football. It'll work. And he goes, I got it. I said, no, I want to make sure you got it, man. This is the best play you've ever seen in your life. He goes, I got it, man. I got it. I love that. I love that. See, the one thing that he and I have in common, we're both Leos. My birthday's August 4th. I think his birthday is August 17th. Okay? We're both Leos. Ta-da. Maybe you just wouldn't understand. Maybe you'd have to be a Leo. I don't know. Okay? Joseph says, I'd rather be humble. Boring. Boring. Forget it. I'm not saying you're really boring. Joseph Bin says, my guy was Patrick Ewing. Let it all out on the court for his city. He didn't need to join a super team. Okay. Hey, I got nothing but love for Pat Ewing. You see, I'm not into whether or not, you know, how a person is. What does bother me is when anyone criticizes somebody who is expressive in some kind of way. Don't do that. Let them be who they are. Because you have to remember something. Those people, this is why I rail against it, because those folks are so busy being who they are. They don't have time to criticize you for who you are. They don't even think about it. They are off. They are doing their thing, and you're like, hey, that thing you do, I don't like that thing you do, right? That song with that movie with Tom Hanks in it, that thing you do, just kind of putting that in there. That thing you do. That'll be a dream to get Tom Hanks on there. Definitely. Let me see where this whole Ace thing is. They still got Rossi up there. I never got along with Dan Rossi. Sorry, I just didn't. I know Dan is there and all that, but it's just, the reason why he didn't is because Dan would not listen to what I would say. He would misinterpret it. And after a few years of his behavior, I just simply don't even, when he says something, I just don't acknowledge it, because it's kind of like, okay, I immediately assume you don't know what you're talking about, right? I'm just saying. And so I start from that point, and I try to figure out, I try to find these bits of logic in it, and most of the time I don't. It's nothing personal, it's just fact. Because he would always come off like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And I would think, I do. But now it's like, fuck you, dude, because you really don't know what you're talking about. Now, if Dan sees this, and I hope he does, hey, you know, you can come up to me and I'm happy to talk with you about it if you care. But it's an aspect of our relationship that I have simply, over the years, come to dislike. Because if you don't listen, and a person has an idea or concept that helps the city, and that's really where our conversations have, you know, developed, then you, Dan Rossi, Oakland City Attorney, do a disservice to the city of Oakland, and yet you're there. See? One of the people that are there that, oh, we're there because we're like him, right? Whatever. Just get the job done and move the city of Oakland forward. Stop all of this insecurity stuff. Boy, oh boy. Because that's where that comes from. It's like he doesn't hear. Like the way he treated Desley, and I put that on Twitter. Come on. All right, you're saying a little bit too much inside baseball. I get you. All right, let me go back to there. All right. Now, Joseph Benson, we were arguing LeBron. Eric Young says, I hope LeBron James does come to the Warriors. Yay! Joseph Benson says, yeah, but there's a limit. That's why Kanye is getting so much criticism now. No, Kanye is getting criticism not for talking. Kanye West is getting criticism for saying stupid stuff. It's not that he's talking. Okay? Never tell a black person not to talk. No. No, that's not it. It's what he said. It's not that he's talking. Don't confuse that. No. Okay? The whole point is this whole thing about, he says, oh, the slavery was a choice. BS. The problem in this world is you have people who insist on trying to oppress someone because they see that person can be oppressed. A person who is enslaved by the nature of slavery does not know anything but that. That's why the condition was allowed to develop. You had people who were making guns to do criminal acts to other people, including enslaving them for their own benefit. What they did was a crime, and that's what's missing in this whole deal. That's what Kanye misses. What was done was a crime. Okay? Punishable by jail time, but never done en masse. Slavery was and is a crime. That's what's forgotten in this entire conversation. And so for Kanye to say it was a choice, no. These folks didn't walk into this, where it happened. Something else too. There's this assumption that every person in the United States who's black was enslaved. Not true. For example, there are 3 names, according to a book I found in Berkeley, where I went to school, 3 types of black names in America. Names that slaves had, names that slaves adopted after they were freed, and free black names, free names. One of those is Abraham, which just happens to be my last name. All right? So, again, starting to wade down in the weeds there. But my point is that Kanye, I'm still trying to see, wait a minute, hold on a second.
Does give room to deal with the particular case-by-case problems that have been suggested that could arise with 2415, as well as, of course, the fact that KKDD and DNDD are removed, so those won't be a problem at all.
Okay, now they're still not there. All right. My point is that Eric Young just put out the perfect, all right? Perfect comment. He said, Eric Young did, he wrote, what would boxing have been if Muhammad Ali was quiet? Hashtag don't want to know. Not just boxing, but the whole of American society, including our trajectory in our history. All right? Don't ever tell anybody, Joseph, not to talk. You have sons and daughters, you make sure they talk. Don't ever tell them to be quiet, especially women. No. Okay? Not at all. Joseph Biz says, amen, hoping for Bernie in 2020. Gotcha. ML Scott, how you doing? ML says, LeBron talked the talk and walked all up and down South Beach. Dustin Scott says, Kanye gave them Make America Great Again types all the ammo they needed for the argument. He was human gasoline for them. Kanye was human gasoline for everybody, man. I mean everybody. Just everybody, okay? Just, hold on a second, trying to make sure that, just gonna do a quick battery check, folks. Hold on a second, it's only, you won't feel a thing. I'm not going anywhere, hold on. Hey everybody, I'm still trying to, hold on a second, hold on a second. Hey everybody, I'm trying to navigate around a battery issue here because for some reason, see, I've got this tied in, it's not charging, all right, but it's not, the phone isn't charging, and then if I plug it in here, it's not charging either. So that's what I've been dealing with. It's all of a sudden kind of decided it's not going to power up, and it's a low battery issue. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for the Oakland City Council to stop talking about this derby thing. It's going on and on and on. It's not that it's not important, it is.
And so, again, we have an opportunity to move in a forward direction, giving guidance to the city attorney about how we want to move. And then they will come back in 2 weeks with supposedly the proper draft that we can move as a first reading and move forward to begin to address the crisis that is taking place in our community.
Councilman McCall.
I was just gonna, Councilman Kaplan mentioned this proposal or something.
Anyway,
Suggested
what they're talking about is workforce development program, and they're making sure that basically Desley Brooks was trying to make sure that money goes to job training to help people, primarily people of color who don't have access to the same type of benefits as others. That's what she's talking about. All right. Okay. Hey, Wiggle Babies, how you doing? Let me see something. Does anybody have any suggestions about the power issue? I guess not. Okay, let me see your comments. Sorry about that. Josephine says, that's not what I said, Zany, but you can talk, but don't come off as a jerk if you do. You can't compare Ali and LeBron. Come on, LeBron definitely is not there yet. No, he's there. I disagree. He is there. And the reason is that you are living in the times in which LeBron is speaking. Let me ask you this question. How would you have regarded Muhammad Ali back then? I love Muhammad Ali. That's the reason why I was interested in boxing, Muhammad Ali talking. Okay? In retrospect, with, Muhammad Ali being lionized, it's easy to say, oh, Muhammad, oh yeah, I'm behind Muhammad. But Muhammad Ali has made his mark. LeBron is making his mark. And they're the same people. I guarantee you will talk the same about Ali, given your makeup then, as you talk about LeBron now. I guarantee it, Joseph. And that's wrong. Okay? Joseph says, I'm all for people expressing themselves, but LeBron has just done more getting under my skin. Why? I mean, I'm actually for him saying more just to get under your skin, because I don't think you should have that button. That button shouldn't be there. It should be, you shouldn't have a button. Because when you have a button, there's somebody that wants to push it. Zzz, zzz. I'm serious. Just to frick with you, Because you have no business having this insecurity button. No, not a good thing. Bzzz. All right. Wow. Just saying. Oh, my backup battery. See, it's not the battery, malcontent. The problem is the cord. Okay, it's this. that goes into the phone. Even if I have it's not a backup battery issue. Look, okay? It's in the computer. It's the charge. It's the fact that it's not drawing the charge. If it were, it would be where iTunes started up and everything. Let me see where things are. Having said that, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm down to 1%. So what I'm going to do, I'm down to 1%.